Hey, welcome to the Micheaux Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, a.k.a. Len, and as always, I'm joined by my partner.
Hey, this is Vincent Williams.
We are in the month of February, which here on the mission means cowboys and aliens, and it is time for the Cowboys.
Time for the Cowboys. Back to the Cowboys.
As Vincent has taken us back to the world of one Fred Williamson.
Yes.
And one of his many Westerns.
Yes.
This one from 1975. Along for the ride, once again, his good friend D'Urville Martin.
The Robin to his Batman.
That's right. As Fred Williamson is the Boss Nigger.
Yes, he is.
Tonight, here on the Micheaux Mission, as we are coming to you on YouTube, and I see each and every one of you out there. Hello, missionaries.
Good evening, one and all.
We come to you again.
Yeah.
With at a sad time in the world, just in general, but especially in the world of entertainment and the world of socio-political movements.
Yeah.
Starting with the world of entertainment, we recently lost Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
94 years old.
Yeah. A real pillar.
Oh, yes. Definitive legend.
Oh, my goodness.
In film.
Yeah.
Especially because he's one of those guys like Gene Hackman who kind of like could be the ultimate leading man and the ultimate like character actor.
Well, he was one of those actors.
He was.
You know, he was your favorite actor's favorite actor.
That's true. Robert Duvall, who passed away, he was the star for many. Take your pick. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh my goodness.
The Great Santini.
Oh my goodness.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh my goodness.
Godfather 1 and 2.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, one of my favorites, Network. He was in Network.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think he ever gave a bad performance.
You know, I was thinking, and what I came up with is your favorite Robert Duvall movie, whatever your favorite is, you could argue was his best movie.
Yeah.
Like you said, he never gave a bad performance.
Nope.
So if someone said fill in the blank The Great Santini is my favorite Robert Duvall movie, you could argue that's his best movie.
Yep.
My personal favorite, a film that I love so much that at least 3 times I've tried to figure out how to get it on this show, is The Apostle.
Oh yeah, The Apostle is fantastic.
It is my favorite
fantastic.
Robert Duvall movie.
It is fantastic, and it was a bit of a personal project for him.
Produced it.
Yep.
And wrote it, I believe.
I think he had a hand in writing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. The Apostle is phenomenal.
And later, he was clearly a legend. And for something that could have been a vanity project, it is full-throated, full-blood, as you said, just like he is acting.
Yeah, going for it.
Yeah.
He is going for it. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good pull. My favorite, he's in 2 of my favorite movies, Godfather and Godfather 2.
Of course.
All right. So like he's in them. But like just fully for him films for me is Network, even though he is he's definitely like a co-star in that movie.
Sure.
He's not a lead with William Hall and Faye Dunaway.
Sure.
But every time he's on screen in that movie, he cracks me up because he is just a huge network chairman jerk.
Right.
In that, and he wears it so well, especially because that movie is like 76, I think.
Yeah.
So there's a scene where he has to go back to the office from this like event, and he's got on the tuxedo of the day with like all the ruffles and the big bow tie. Like any other person, if you looked at him right now, you'd be like, what this man have on?
Sure.
But Robert Duvall is wearing it.
Right.
He looking good in it.
Right.
You know, he fit, and he is eating up the scenery. I love him in Network.
Look, you say he's a co-star, as if he's not battling with titans.
I know.
In The Godfather.
Well, yeah. And you're saying battling. Think about it. Think about how much of a mark he makes in The Godfather, and he underplays.
This is my two absolute favorite scenes in The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
When he tells
Vito.
When Vito that Sonny has got.
They got him on a causeway.
And as you said, it is so completely underplayed. Marlon Brando, who, frankly, I think as an actor oftentimes is big.
Mm-hmm.
I think Robert Duvall brings him down.
In that scene.
You're
absolutely right.
Abe Vigoda.
At the end, about at the end.
Can you,
Tom? Can you help?
Can you help me, Tom? But it's so powerful. Are you laughing because did you watch the skit where they redid it?
No.
I think it was on either Conan O'Brien. It may have been Dave Letterman. If you look it up, they actually reprise their roles.
Ava Goda and Tom?
Right. And they kind of, Ava Goda's like, can we go and get maybe some pizza? I don't eat pork. One point he's like, how about Mexican? And then he's like, I could do Mexican. Where were you thinking about going? Taco Bell? Can't do Taco Bell. But yeah.
Get in the car.
Right.
That's funny because that reminds me of Robert Duvall was on Howard Stern.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this may have been either just after Godfather 3 came out.
Right. Which he didn't return.
He didn't return to it.
Yeah.
And, Howard is like, so Godfather 3. And Robert Duvall, he said something, I'm paraphrasing. But he's like, yeah, what do you want to talk about that piece of shit for?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, look, I had nothing against them, but I understand that, they needed to give Al whatever he wanted. That's fine.
I was about to say they lowballed him.
Yeah, but he's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, twice than what I'm making?
Yeah.
But, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't need it. I'm like, I ain't mad at you.
Look.
I ain't mad at you, Robert Duvall. So rest in peace, Robert Duvall.
Yeah, rest in peace, Robert Duvall.
My condolences to his family.
Absolutely.
And then in the world of politics, civil rights,
my goodness,
just talk about making a mark in the 20th century and the 21st. Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
Passed away at the age of 84
Yeah.
years young. Not long after Abby Phillips of CNN, I think her book has either just dropped or is about to drop.
Mm-hmm.
The biography of Jesse Jackson.
Yeah. And he's been ill for a
the
long
word
time,
is that he had been ill for some time. Passed away 84. Jesse Jackson, a titan in the civil rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
Famously was part of the troop with Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
A man who ran for president twice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and actually garnered votes. Like people were going for Jesse.
I mean, not to get too far in the woods, but the way the primaries are set up because of him, in a lot of ways, led to Barack Obama.
That's true.
So,
he's the forebearer.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
decidedly the forebearer.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that on a national scale, as far as being a one man standing out there, shouting for black people,
right,
everywhere, right? I think it's fair to say that he may have been the last one on that stage.
Oh, absolutely.
To really wear it, mean it, live it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, like over the years, I have sometimes been like a little like I don't know about Jesse. But the more I had learned, you know, you grow, you learn, you read more and more. It's like, he seems like he's the real deal.
I mean, I think for people our age, born really after the civil rights movement, like we're the generation after, we took him for granted. I mean, he was just always there.
Yeah, yeah.
He's one of the few from that generation that didn't go into politics. Like, you know, he never ran for mayor.
No,
never
outside of just the presidency.
A senator and you know, we talk about the civil rights movement, but he was instrumental in the American fight against apartheid.
Yes, he was.
He fought for the rights in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
He was an activist.
He was
to the end,
and like I said, he lived it.
He lived it. So
yeah, so it's a huge loss.
Huge loss, and it is. It's, you know, I think Andrew Young might be the last man left.
Yeah, he may be.
You know, John Lewis. Yeah, John Lewis. Maybe Andrew. You know, it is. We've lost so many of them.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Andrew Young. He probably is the last one. Yeah. So rest in peace,
Rest
Jesse
in
Jackson.
peace, Jesse Jackson.
And our condolences to his family as well.
And because we are pop culture, and he could also be funny. Jesse Jackson on Saturday Night Live remains a surprisingly funny performance.
This, I will say,
at least once or twice a year, people will be going back and forth, and I'll go, "The question is moot," which was a skit he did on Saturday Night Live. The question is moot, and I think about Jesse.
Well, I will say, one of the things that turned me around on Jesse Jackson, outside of just learning more and more about him and his background, was that he always seemed to have a healthy sense of humor.
Yeah.
About the world and about himself.
Right.
He could take a joke. You know, and he didn't mind, you know, making himself the butt of a joke.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, and I always appreciate that about someone.
Sure. Absolutely.
You know? So yeah.
Yeah.
So Jesse Jackson, rest in peace.
Absolutely.
A little bit of housekeeping from last week, Vincent.
Okay.
Because as promised, we got into a little healthy debate. Not healthy, but I had fun with it. Talking about Wild Wild West versus Star Trek.
Yes.
And
yes.
James Kirk versus James West. And
yes.
Specifically, the women of Star Trek versus the women of Wild Wild West.
Yes.
So I did a little Googling.
Sure.
And what I learned,
as one does.
Yes. And what I learned.
Now you're on an FBI watch list, but please continue.
Well, the question was, you know, who reigned supreme?
Right.
You know, the Trek girls or the Wild Wild West girls?
Sure.
None of them can touch the Bond girls.
Sure.
We know that.
Sure.
Because the Bond girls, once you put Halle Berry in there, it's over and done.
Sure.
But the Trek girls and the Wild West girls. Now, I learned that Yvonne Craig, one Batgirl of Batman 66, was on both series.
Okay.
So she kind of like, that's a wash.
Okay.
However, Yvonne Craig is probably the most famous woman who was on Wild Wild West.
Okay.
While Star Trek did have Joan Collins.
Yeah.
Who was decidedly more famous than even Yvonne Craig ever was.
Sure.
And her role in Star Trek was that much more significant. So Star Trek wins.
Okay.
But the Wild Wild West lasted for 4 seasons.
Okay.
So the series won, but the Trek girls won. So Wild Wild West wins for the series because it lasted longer, but Wild Wild West, loses to the Trek girls.
I guess because Star Trek immediately went to syndication.
So did Wild Wild West.
I think there have been periods that Wild Wild West has not been on television.
Okay, but you said they immediately went into syndication. It immediately went into syndication as well.
It's just some people didn't pick it up.
That's not what you said.
Okay.
We're not going that far.
Please continue with you just did some housekeeping to clean something in the house that everybody already knew. I thought you were about to have some breaking news.
That was breaking news.
Okay. Judy Pace was on the Wild Wild West. Like, I thought you were about to bring something out.
She was not on the Wild Wild.
She was not.
No, she was not.
No.
And nor was she had moved the meter.
No.
I love Judy Pace,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't believe she would have moved the meter. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's enough from me.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Let's hear from you or your emails, as we like to call them.
Missives from the missionaries. So what else is going on, Len?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
All right, missives from the missionaries. Vincent, we have an email from Jason Hall.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, fellas, I love the pod and have been a fan since I discovered y'all 2 years ago.
Oh, thank you, Jason. Appreciate you.
I just finished the latest episode and was just as surprised as Len regarding the split decision, which leads me to, what was the last one you all split on? Was it, perhaps, they cloned Tyrone? No, I think we both
No,
loved.
we both love They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah, we both loved
Yeah.
that. I think we talked about it. I don't know if we were able to come up with what our last split
Oh, no,
was.
no. We split all the time.
Oh, no, well, yes.
But oftentimes I'll like something and you don't.
True. It's very rarely that
Right.
it's the other way around.
Right.
I can't even think of any time that it was the other way around.
It's been maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but nothing.
Over the years.
Yeah, over 10 years.
Yeah.
Jason continues. On another note, have you all checked out Wonder Man on Disney Plus? After having written off Marvel's Midas touch ability, I was pleasantly surprised with how amazing this series was. Yes, it was a white savior. It has a white savior element, but not enough to detract from Yahya Abdul-Mateen's performance. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts and where you would rank this in terms of black superhero TV series. Much love, Jason. Have you watched Wonder Man?
I have.
I have not watched Wonder Man.
I very much enjoyed it.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed it. So much so, it almost doesn't feel like one of the Marvel series.
Well, I know
Like it's so far afield from
like their ongoing story.
their ongoing stories.
Yeah.
And
I think that's purposeful because the show sat for like about a year.
Yeah, I think it was very much intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And it is almost like a character study
Mm-hmm.
of these two people.
Because it's
Yahya
Yahya
Abdul-Mateen
Abdul-Mateen as Wonder Man.
As Wonder Man
and then Ben Kingsley
reprises his role as this Mandarin character.
Right.
Which you really just have these two acting powerhouses for the vast majority of the series bouncing off of each other.
Okay.
Where Wonder Man, how did I just forget Wonder Man's name?
Simon Wallace?
Simon, no, not
Wilson.
Simon, no, not Wilson. You're thinking
Or
about
Williams.
Williams. You're thinking about the Falcon. Yeah, Simon Williams is sort of coming into himself and dealing with, imposter syndrome and am I doing what I'm meant to be doing? And
Right.
Ben Kingsley has all of this backstory.
Yeah, because he's Trevor Slattery.
Right, and we've seen
The
Trevor
actor.
Slattery since Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the building out of Trevor Slattery's character is one of the real gems of the past 20 years of the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing how this character has developed, and then when you land here. And then in the middle of it,
how many episodes is it?
I think it's 5 or maybe 7 or 8.
Okay.
But in the middle of it, you have this extraordinary standalone episode,
Okay.
The Doorman, which...
The Doorman?
The Doorman.
Okay.
Which is like an episode of The Twilight Zone. And I say that as the best compliment of all. Like, I've heard people say it's almost like an episode of Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's way more philosophical and more of a cautionary tale, like you got with the best Twilight Zones. Like it felt to me like a Twilight Zone episode.
Okay.
And it is remarkable. Like absolutely remarkable, this one episode. As far as my rankings for the series, you know.
Now he says Jason is asking as a black superhero TV.
Oh, it's black superhero TV. So what are we talking about? Like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Secret Invasion.
Okay.
This Luke Cage. Like, are we including those in here?
Well, yeah, he says black superhero TV, so I'm thinking of all black superhero TV. So yeah, you throw in Luke Cage, you throw in all of those series, then you probably have to throw in Manimal.
I mean Mantis.
Oh yes, Mantis.
Yes, Manimal.
Manimal, something different. Mantis. I feel like there was another one. Oh, Batwoman.
Oh yeah, I never watched Batwoman.
The second season.
Yeah, you know I don't really do this. I didn't do the CWs.
I mean, right now, as I'm just ticking them off, I haven't seen Wonder Man.
Yeah.
But like of the ones I'm naming, Luke Cage is probably number one to me.
Luke Cage is number one.
So I don't know where this ranks.
I think The Falcon and the Winter Soldier does not get the acclaim it should.
It doesn't.
I think that's the one that, frankly, is going to age the best.
You do?
As a Marvel thing. I don't want to get too deep into it. Like, I feel like WandaVision is the best Marvel show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but WandaVision, much like Wonder Man, is something else disguised as a Marvel show.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is unapologetically a superhero show.
It is.
And of the unapologetic superhero shows,
mm-hmm.
I don't know which one would maybe... No, not of the Marvel shows, because I actually put the Netflix shows on their own.
Fair.
Yeah. So of the, Disney Plus Marvel shows,
mm-hmm.
I don't think any of the actual superhero shows are better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, you keep saying superhero because the one that I would say is better is Loki. But I know Loki is technically not a superhero. But Loki, I think, was better than...
I think Loki is uneven. I think Loki is uneven. I think... Yeah, I think the highs. Yeah, I think
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen either of them.
Yeah,
but I enjoyed Loki, and I think it's maybe because
I think the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is much more rewatchable.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, because I like the arc that Loki went on.
But Wonder Man is fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, Wonder Man is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I almost don't want them to have a second season.
Something tells me, you know what? I don't know how it landed.
Because much like the second season of Loki,
things can fall off the wheels a little bit. Yeah. Something tells me that they won't.
I hope they won't. I think everyone is surprised
mm-hmm.
by the...
Yeah, because I think they pretty much like threw it.
Yeah, they absolutely threw it away and dismissed it.
Yeah. Another one that we forgot and just to make mention of was Ironheart.
And I liked Ironheart.
I liked Ironheart too.
I liked Ironheart. Wonder Man is better than Ironheart.
Yeah.
And I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was better than Ironheart.
I can see that too.
But I liked Ironheart.
I did like Ironheart.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Right.
I liked it. All right, we got an email from Nicole Court.
Hey, what's up, Nicole?
Greetings to Len, Vincent, and the missionaries. I first want to start off by saying the Just Right episode you both did with Summer Willow is now one of my favorite episodes. Oh, I have to tell Summer.
Yeah.
All I am going to say is poor Common.
Yeah.
Well, on the Micheaux Mission, you both have discussed Queen Latifah and her chemistry with other male rappers in movies like LL or Common. A hot take and something I wish could have happened was a movie where her and Mos Def were leads in a rom-com. While Queen Latifah was barely in the movie Brown Sugar, I do like her brief interaction with Mos Def. The chemistry was there. What are your thoughts? Have a good rest of the week. Nicole. Now, here's a hot take for you, Nicole. I don't rewatch Brown Sugar primarily because I know that there is so little of Queen Latifah and Mos Def together in it, and that's really what I want to see.
I was going to say, I don't even think that's a hot take. I think Queen Latifah and Mos Def had more chemistry. I think Queen Latifah had more chemistry with Mos Def. The only person I think she's had better on-screen chemistry with is Scooter on Living Single. Like, there were moments on Living Single where I thought they were actually dating. But here's my hot take. I think Queen Latifah and Mos Def have more chemistry in Brown Sugar than Taye Diggs and Sanaa Lathan.
No, they do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I look at that movie, I'm waiting for both of them to get off the screen.
Yeah.
So I can see Queen Latifah and Mos Def, but I know that they're really on the screen together for like maybe not even 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I know they didn't necessarily mean it to unfold like that. And I also know that Harper, in my mind, is the world's greatest supervillain.
Yes.
But I thought it was amazingly realistic that Harper and Sanaa Lathan's character are the ones that got a divorce in the Best Man final chapters. Because I never thought it. I never felt those two.
No, not at all. Even though, okay, another hot take. I don't know how much of a hot take this is.
Okay.
I didn't feel Taye Diggs and Nia Long either.
See, I see Taye Diggs and Nia Long. I see Taye because I think both of them are silly. Like, they seem like they liked each other.
Yeah, okay, liked each other, because I believe they all were friends.
No.
But
I mean, on screen, I got the sense that they were exactly who they were. Like, we have this chemistry. It seems like maybe this could go somewhere. We're both very good-looking people. It just seems like 1 + 1 should equal 2. And then it never actually happens. And then, again, back to the final chapters, when he finally gets the divorce, and she says out loud, I'm not going to be your soft place to land. Like, I'm not going to be who you've waited all this time to. Yeah, I actually thought they did. I think they had the chemistry of those characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, I was about to say stop.
I did.
Did you think she had chemistry with Lorenz Tate?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I was about to say.
Absolutely.
I just want to see just how crazy you were going to be.
Oh, no.
All right.
That chemistry, thoroughly believe.
Okay, all right.
100%.
I'm just checking. I was just calibrating.
I thought she had chemistry with Lorenz Tate.
Okay.
I thought she had chemistry with Ice Cube.
Okay.
I did not believe the chemistry with
Taye Diggs.
With Taye Diggs.
Okay.
And I believe that Michael Key was basically just fantasy wishing when he cast her in Keanu.
Sure.
As his wife. He was like, yo, I finally get Nia Long.
Did you feel the red hot passion come off the screen in what was it? The Divorce Mom, whatever the movie is with her and Tyler Perry. Did you feel the passion coming off the with Tyler Perry?
Shut up. I will not let your audio be heard. No, shut up. Shut up. I'm going to the next email.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Courtney.
We have an email from Rhonda Smith.
Hey, what's up, Rhonda?
From Oakland.
All right. Oakland in the house.
Hello, Len and Vince. Congratulations on successfully taking the Micheaux Mission into its 10th year.
Yeah,
Your podcast is hands down the best movie podcast around. Well,
thank you.
I just rewatched both Imitation of Life movies, and I have to admit I have a soft spot for the 1934 version.
Yeah.
For the opportunity to see Louise Beavers and Freddie Washington in their prime, I can put up with their problematic characters. I would even argue that there is a wee bit less self-hate in the 1934 version. That's what we kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
Delilah never utters anything as wild as Annie's, "My color deviled my baby."
My color deviled my baby. Deviled my baby. Devil as a verb. Out, damn Spot. And then she runs out the room.
Rhonda continues, as I watched, a question popped into mind. Could a remake of Imitation of Life work from Delilah's perspective? I like to think that the Delilah we see in the movie represents how the white characters see her, not who she really is. What if, in the remake, Delilah was telling the whole legendary story of how she carefully plotted her rise from homeless single mother to becoming the richest black woman in town? Keep up the great work, Rhonda from Oakland. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it could work.
So it wouldn't be a passing story.
No.
It would just be about Delilah.
It would just be about Delilah.
Just Madam C.J. Walker.
But you know what? I think that would be interesting because told from Delilah's point of view, it's her, like she says, rising from her bootstraps to become this rich black woman. At the same time that her daughter is struggling and possibly with not even wanting to be seen as black at all.
Right.
And that might be interesting to see how this probably more nuanced Delilah deals with that.
Yeah.
You know, in real time. What does that say for her relationship with her daughter?
Yeah.
And I think you could do it and have her still have a friendship, and even have her Annie have her daughter have a friendship with a white mom and a white daughter, but they would definitely be B characters in this. And I think the story is more about that relationship, full throated. I actually think it could work.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
it would be interesting.
Okay.
Now, would you set it in the same time? Would you set it in the 30s? Would you set it in the 50s, early 60s, like the remake?
The passing is still part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a passing story has to be set before the Civil Rights Movement.
Okay, but true. But do you set it in the 50s or the early 30s?
I said it in the 30s.
Okay, so you would say the 30s.
Yeah. You look, man.
Because the 50s, technically, civil rights haven't started.
Look, once you got Brown v. Board of Education, the whole dynamic within blackness changes.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
You know, again, like we said, Imitation of Life does not make sense in 1959. Like, there's way too much going on with black people for you to just say, I want to be white. And then that's the end of the sentence. Like I'm going to need a whole lot more in 1959 for you to say, I want to be white. Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but like, I need to, my family is self-loathing. We're colorists. I don't, you need to talk some more.
Yeah.
1952. Whereas, like, you try and get on the first thing smoking out of, like, all right. I find it distasteful, but I get it. Like, it's 1930. It's like, all right. But 1959? You got, like, Lorraine Hansberry and Sidney Poitier and like, it's too much popping with black people in 1959. Hell, it's white people won't be black.
That is the name of our next special mini podcast special.
What?
Series. 1982.
Look, man. Look. As someone who has read a number of passing novels and have studied this a little bit, it is always about opportunity.
Well, yes.
Like, I got to get, it's not so much I want to be white. I want the access that comes with being white. Once access opens up a bit, I don't got to play these games.
Right.
And if I am playing these games, like that's a whole subsection of black people now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like now I just, the white man's ice is colder. So I want to be, see, that's a whole different dynamic. Again, and then, slavery ends and you slip into, it's like, oh, I'm Cuban and I've moved to New Orleans. Or, we talk about, it's, I keep a list of documentaries and list of things for our different months. And we talked about this with Which Way Is Up. In Which Way Is Up, I don't know if you remember, but there's a dude in Which Way Is Up who does the marriage, the wedding ceremony for Richard Pryor's character and Lynette McKee's character, and he was an Indian dude. And remember, I told you he was an Indian.
Right.
He was, and there were like 2 or 3 of these dudes who put turbans on their head and would teach women yoga. And it's like, oh, I'm not black, I'm Indian. Because
well, yeah,
just trying. But yeah, again.
Well, remember Richard Pryor in
Bingo
Bingo
Long.
Yeah,
but that was a thing.
That was what it was.
There were baseball players that kind of it's not I don't want to be black. I just want to play baseball.
Yes. So I gotta be
right. I know black. I Dominican.
Right.
I'm Hispanic. I'm an Indian.
What do you say, Ricardo Rodriguez?
Right. What I got to be to play baseball.
Right.
Like it is in bad. It's bad. It leaves a bad taste in our mouth.
Right.
But like you see the like I see the logic. I don't like it, but I see the logic.
Right.
But yeah, 1959,
All right. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Appreciate you. All right. We have one. Oh, we got a couple more emails.
Okay.
This one is from Michael Sykes.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Hello, Vincent, Len, missionaries. I know it's been a week or two since DeMont Wilson passing. He will be missed. Recently, I've been watching a lot of Sanford and Son episodes, and let me say this. The best season of Sanford and Son is season 3.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I dare and I want anyone to prove me wrong. This season has great episodes that help shape this show, like Lamont and Othello.
Yes.
Lamont, Is That You? The Blind Mellow Jelly Collection.
Yup, that's right.
A House Is Not a Pool Room. Wine, Women, and Aunt Esther.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mama's Baby, Papa's Maybe.
Which is the best episode of Sanford and Son.
Yes. Fred Sanford, Legal Eagle. Lamont Does Karate.
No, that is the 3rd season, because that's the season that Red Fox leaves. Yeah, like he's gone for half the season. That's right.
And The Engagement. This is the season Michael mentions.
Cousin Emma. That's the Cousin Emma season.
This is the season where Red left the show until the next season. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. He will be missed, not forgotten. As always, stay real, stay true, and stay black. Right on, brothers. Your fan, Michael Sykes. Well, Vincent is lockstep with you.
Yeah. And again, Mama's Baby, Papa's Maybe is the platonic ideal of the Sanford and Son. Like, it's the best. It is the single best episode of Sanford and Son. That's the one with Big Money Grip with the swivel hip, who comes and questions Lamont's paternity.
Right. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, like Red Fox is firing on all cylinders. LaWanda Page is firing on all cylinders. Whitman Mayo is firing on all cylinders. DeMont Wilson is good in it. Like, DeMont Wilson has a really sweet moment in there
with Fred.
With Fred at the end, and it's got the best conclusion of an episode.
Okay.
Where you figure out what Big Money Grip was actually doing. Like, yeah, it's an amazing episode. I'll actually watch that episode once every 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got one final email. This is from Ron Covington.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Dear Len and Vincent, when you guys were discussing DeMont Wilson on one of your latest shows, you were hard-pressed to find any of his feature work. I remember one.
Okay.
The Organization, starring Sidney Poitier in his final appearance as Virgil Tibbs.
Wow.
I read all the John Ball novels, and I think the Tibbs character was more vividly brought to life in two of the films, In the Heat of the Night, we'll skip the second one, They Call Me Mr. Tibbs, and The Organization, that featured both DeMont Wilson and Ron O'Neal as members of a student resistance group fighting against corruption. Wilson even has a chase scene where he aids Portier by putting out a fire on Tibbs' leg. All the Tibbs films were completely different from one another in tone and style, which is unusual for sequels. In the Heat of the Night was the only one based on a novel. The Organization came out in 1971. I saw it as a child, and it was done like a gritty shoot 'em up in the street crime drama with an ending reflective of many paranoid thrillers of the period. Have you guys ever reviewed this film? We have not.
No.
It's also co-starred Barbara McNair as Tibbs' wife. This was during the time she did that controversial nude magazine spread. Anyway, can you think of any film franchises with a black lead where each movie was completely different in tone and style? As always, keep passing the mic. Ron Covington.
Wow. First of all, great pull. Because I realized, I don't know if I've ever actually seen The Organization, and he said why in the letter. Because They Call Me Mr. Tibbs left such a bad taste in my mouth.
Yes.
That as he was talking, I realized I've never actually seen The Organization.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And plus, with The Organization having such a different title from that, like referencing Mr. Tibbs at all, you don't automatically know that it's a sequel.
Right.
I feel like I saw The Organization years ago.
Okay.
And seemed, because I think it was on one day I sat and watched all three.
All three of them.
But I think, much to both of your points, I powered through They Call Me Mr. Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time The Organization came on, it probably came on and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to be doing something else while this is on. And it probably didn't even pay that much attention because I don't remember DeMont Wilson. I kind of remember Ron O'Neal being in it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember DeMont Wilson, at least in my head. But to his question about series, now I haven't seen all of them, but off the top of my head, real quick, I would think that Shaft maybe falls in that.
I mean, certainly Shaft in Africa is a completely different beast.
But I guess,
I think the first two.
Yeah, the first two kind of share the same DNA.
I've argued, we've talked about it. I think Lethal Weapon becomes an entirely different franchise by the second movie.
Yeah, but it's not. I still don't think it's a black franchise.
Okay.
I mean, that's what he's asking about. Black film, black.
Right, black lead. All right.
I don't think it ever becomes. I mean, it definitely is more multicultural. But
are we gonna count Vin Diesel as black?
Have we reviewed a Vin Diesel movie yet?
We have not, just because I don't have the energy to. Right. I'm just because Fast and the Furious, I think, turns into something completely different.
It does
in the second film.
Mm-hmm.
But
and actually, it's the only other one I was thinking about. Riddick is different from the first Pitch Black.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. I'm trying to think about black franchises.
Bad Boys, they kind of stay in the same lane.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop just gets watered down more than changes.
True.
Does that
Barbershop stays the same.
Barbershop stays the same. All of the Will Smith franchises are pretty consistent in tone, and
Blade got consistently worse, but they tried to ride the same line.
Although Blade 2 is a horror movie.
I guess.
Guillermo del Toro kind of changes it into a Guillermo del Toro movie.
I guess. I actually just see them both as horror action films, and I just see Blade 2 just maybe a little bit better with the horror.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of any. It's because, one, black franchises are few and far between.
Yeah. And when you have them, they sort of stick to what works.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Appropriately enough, we're going to talk about a franchise that I think is quietly, wildly experimental from film to film as far as changing tones and almost genre, and that's the Alien series. next week.
Yeah, definitely.
But as far as a black franchise, I can't think of one.
What about Penitentiary? Penitentiary 2 is totally different from Penitentiary 1.
It is.
And I don't really remember Penitentiary 3, but I remember...
Penitentiary 3 is more like Penitentiary 2, where it's now become cartoonish.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe... Yeah.
I mean, we're scraping.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're definitely scraping.
Yeah, it's a good question, though.
Good question. Thank you very much, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you. All right.
All right.
Before we move on, you know, Vincent and I... we are busy.
We are.
We're very busy, and we like it.
We do.
So we want to tell you about a couple of things that we got going on. But first, we want to do a short promo for a couple of friends of ours.
Mm-hmm.
If you're here in the Philadelphia area, this Friday, Friday the 20th, February 20th at 7 p.m., there's going to be a special screening as here in Philadelphia. They kick off Black Cinema Week.
Mm-hmm.
And at the Philadelphia Film Society, they're going to be screening Ganja and Hess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this is a special screening brought to Philadelphia by the Philadelphia Film Society Dusky Projects, which is our good friend Wimoto Nyoko, as well as the Be Real Black Cinema Club.
Yeah.
Our also good friend Stephanie Watts. They will both be there for that screening, hosting that screening. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can go to Philadelphia Film Society online to get your tickets for that screening. I'm telling you, it's going to be a ball. We're going to be there. They won't let me bring in pretzels. I'm still trying to negotiate, but we'll be there.
And Ganja and Hess is very much a film that a lot of people have not had an opportunity to see it on the big screen. I know that's going to be remarkable on the big screen.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a powerful gothic horror movie. It fits that genre. So
speaking of black vampires,
right there. Bill Gunn's cult classic horror that follows an anthropologist cursed with vampirism, whose forbidden love affair plunges him into a haunting exploration of desire, addiction, and immortality. Yeah. Ganja and Hess this Friday at Philadelphia Film Society. Then this Saturday, Vincent and I, no excuse not to see us, because we're going to be taking place in the coolest virtual sci-fi convention ever, Virtuous Con. Happening on virtuouscon.com, The Art of Resistance. And they're going to be talking about how black art, black sci-fi, black writing can be used as a resistance against everything that's going on right now. It's insane. There's going to be a 2-day convention, February 21st to 22nd, online. There's going to have special guests. Aldous Hodge is going to be a special guest at a panel. Anika Noni Rose is going to be a special guest reading from her new children's book that's coming out. And Vincent and I are going to be taking part in not one, but 2 very special events on Saturday.
We are.
Saturday at 2 p.m., Vincent and I will be hosting a Q&A with writer-director Frank Abney, as Virtuous Con gives an exclusive screening of his acclaimed short film, Black Man, Black Man. And we're going to be hosting a Q&A with Frank Abney that day. It's going to be great fun. And that'll be followed at 3 p.m. with Warp Core Breach, Hot Takes Ahead.
Hot Takes Ahead.
As Vincent and I, as you know, huge Star Trek fans, will be sitting with a panel of other Star Trek fans alongside our good friend and fellow missionary, George Kimona.
Yeah.
Giving the hottest takes imaginable about the whole world of Star Trek.
I got one too.
Man, I know you've got like a holster.
Oh, I've been thinking about this.
I know you have.
Uh-huh.
I know you have, man. I know you have. That is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be taking place in the Octavia Butler Room.
All right.
Of the Virtuous Con. Go to virtuouscon.com. Get all of your tickets. Check out all of the vendors going to be there. Find out where all the ties are going to be. Find out where Anika Nodi Road is going to be. Find out where all of the special guests are going to be all weekend long. You have no excuse to miss it because it's all online.
There you go.
Right there available for you. And then Vincent and I, yes, we are returning to the Philadelphia Film Society on Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m., where we will be there for the Philadelphia premiere 6K screening. That's right, 6K of Riverbend.
Yes.
This screening brought to you by our good friend Michael Dennis of Rio Black. We're going to be hosting a Q&A on that screening with the director of Riverbend, Sam Furstenberg, as well as select members of the cast.
Yeah.
That is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Riverbend, we actually reviewed it here on the show.
We did.
With Michael. And Michael graciously asked us if we wanted to host the Q&A, and we said, of course. And this promises to be a really great time. Riverbend, a lost cult classic.
Absolutely.
And I'm actually so heartened that Michael put out the promotions for this, and the promotions have been blowing up.
Yeah,
people really
responded well.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So go to Philadelphia Film Society, get your tickets for Ganja and Hess this Friday, get your tickets for Riverbend next Thursday on the 26th, and then go to virtuouscon.com and get your tickets for that so you can hang out on Saturday afternoon with Vincent and I for those two great panels. All right?
All right.
We hope to see you there. And if we can't see you there, then maybe you can come out in March. That's right. The fun don't stop. Because Wednesday, March 18th, Vincent and I and our good friend Stephanie Watts of the Be Real Black Cinema Club will be hosting our own screening at Bryn Mawr Film Institute of Just Another Girl on the IRT.
Yes.
And not only will we have 3 pretzels then, I don't have to sneak them in, we will be hosting a talkback Q&A with the writer-director of that film.
Yes, we will.
Leslie Harris, who will be in the building for that screening. That promises to be fun. Our promotion for that has blown up as well. So please go to brynmarfilm.org. Get your tickets. Tickets are moving fast for Just Another Girl on the IRT Wednesday, March 18th, right here in Philadelphia at the Bryn Mawr Film Institute. Okay.
All right.
Now,
it
is time for the Game of Kings.
The Game of Kings.
Or tonight we're going to have the Game of Princess.
Oh.
Either way, it's 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin. So, Vincent, 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, where I give you 2 actors and you have 6 films or less to connect them to D'Urville Martin.
Yes.
Now, as we had determined 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
That when we are doing movies that star D'Urville Martin.
Yes.
You are not going to be connecting D'Urville Martin.
Right. We're not going to overwork the man.
No, we're not.
Okay.
So, I had to find, all right, well, who can Vincent connect people to?
Okay.
And I said, why remake the wheel? While we are playing the Game of Kings,
yes,
the world has forever been playing the Game of Princess.
Yes.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Because that's where this whole thing started.
That's where this whole thing started.
So let's play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yes. So, Vincent.
Wow.
In 6 films or less.
Kevin Bacon. Okay. This is exciting.
Connect Kevin Bacon to
Jesse Jackson. Oh.
Connect Kevin Bacon to Dick Anthony Williams.
Kevin Bacon to Dick Anthony Williams. Okay. Well, this is how you connect Kevin Bacon to Dick Anthony Williams. All right. Kevin Bacon is in Quicksilver.
Okay, nice pull.
With Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne is in The Color Purple with Margaret Avery.
Yes.
That's two so far. Okay. Margaret Avery is in, we were just talking about it, Which Way Is Up with Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor is in The Mac with Dick Anthony Williams.
Well done, Vincent.
Whoa.
Well
okay.
done.
All right.
Well done. Well done. All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Your lady chose me. And so this, like, gentleman, go outside and get into some gangster shit.
Next, in 6 films or less, connect D'Urville Martin to...
Wait, not, you mean Kevin Bacon?
Excuse me. Connect Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
To...
Jesse Jackson.
No. Who has never been in a movie. Connect Rosalind Cash.
Rosalind Cash and Kevin Bacon. Okay. How do I want to get to Rosalind Cash with Kevin Bacon? Okay.
I'm in my head. I'm sitting here. I think I can figure out a fun way to get there. I'm piecing it together.
So, Kevin Bacon is in it's probably a good place to start with him would be A Few Good Men. Because that opens up a lot. So let's say Kevin Bacon is in A Few Good Men. With Rosalind Cash is the real question. So Kevin Bacon, we will say, is in A Few Good Men with So what I want to use Rosalind Cash in is an even better question.
Oh, man. I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. I thought Kevin Bacon in something with... I thought Kevin Bacon was in something with Sigourney Weaver, but I can't put my finger on it. So Kevin Bacon. He's also in Footloose with John Lithgow. Okay. Let me go ahead and lock in. Kevin Bacon is in A Few Good Men with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is in Batman with Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams is in Bingo Long and his Traveling All-Stars with, once again, Richard Pryor. Mm-hmm. And Richard Pryor is in Uptown Saturday Night with Rosalind Cash.
Very good. Very good, Vincent. I was trying to go a totally different way. I think I've mapped it out in my head.
Where were you going?
All right. Kevin Bacon was in Animal House.
Animal House. Okay.
He was in Animal House with Donald Sutherland.
Oh, well, yeah.
Donald Sutherland is in, where did I go? Donald Sutherland is in MASH with Robert Duvall.
Okay.
Robert Duvall is in The Godfather with Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando, see, I ran out. I'm going to run out. Marlon Brando is in Guys and Dolls with Frank Sinatra, who's in
you?
Yeah, I ran out. I ran out.
Because I was waiting for you to get to some black people. I get Sammy Davis Jr.
I'm trying to get to Sammy Davis Jr. I was trying to get to Sammy Davis Jr. so that, why was I trying to get to
I was
Sammy
about to say, how do you get to Rosalind Cash from Sammy Davis Jr.?
I totally missed where I would go. See, where I was trying to go, I'm actually trying to get to Tony Curtis.
Okay.
Because then I can put Tony Curtis in not Spartacus. That's the wrong movie. Shit. I wanted to put him in because Tony Curtis is in Spartacus, but he's not in Ben-Hur.
How are you getting to Rosalind Cash with all this?
Because I was trying to get to Omega Man.
Oh, right. With Charlton Heston.
With Charlton Heston. So I'm trying to get to Charlton Heston.
You're trying to get to Charlton Heston
from Donald Sutherland.
Right.
So I knew I had to go old.
Right.
So I was trying to.
Well, see, which okay. So really, can you get to Roddy McDowall in Planet of the Apes, or can you get to Chuck Connor in Omega Man?
And I don't know enough Chuck Connor movies. Roddy McDowall. Okay, but if I'm starting with Donald Sutherland, because that's the oldest actor that I can think of with Kevin. Well, I guess Jack Nicholson maybe get you back there too. Jack Nicholson gets you back there because if he's in,
can you get from Kevin Bacon to Hit?
The Hit or the Split?
I mean the Split.
The Split. Because you think about Gene Hackman.
Yeah, can you get from Kevin Bacon to the Split?
I was thinking about that too. So okay, so if you went, Kevin Bacon is in. So that's Gene Hackman.
You also have Edward G. Robinson in Soylent Green. I don't know if he helps.
Yeah, but then you got to find a movie where he's in with like some 50s, 60s guys, you know, that were still around in the 60s, 70s to get you to Charlton Heston. Because I only really know 3 Charlton Heston movies off the top of my head. Omega Man, Ben-Hur, and the Ten Commandments.
Sure. I mean, you can get John Lithgow. Like he's in with John Lithgow in Footloose. Certainly you can get from John Lithgow.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
because I was so stuck on
yeah. So you get from John Lithgow to Charlton Heston, can't you?
John Lithgow was okay. So Kevin Bacon's in Footloose with John Lithgow. John Lithgow is in The World According to Garp with Robin Williams.
Okay.
Robin Williams is in. Where am I trying to get? I'm trying to get to Charlton Heston. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams is in. The old guy that he's with in the movie, or older woman. Gene Hackman.
I was about to say in the Birdcage. Yes.
So then Birdcage. So Gene Hackman is then in. If you wanted to do Bonnie and Clyde.
Sure.
With Faye Dunaway, Warren Beatty.
How's that get to Charlton Heston?
I'm trying to think.
Gene Hackman's also in Superman with Marlon Brando.
Oh, there you go. 60. All right, so okay, but then how does Marlon Brando then get me to Gene? Charlton Heston?
Hey, let's be clear. Segregation theater is your bag. I'm just trying to help you out.
Okay, all right. So Marlon Brando then is okay. Then boom, boom, boom. Maybe. Marlon Brando's in Guys and Dolls with Frank Sinatra, who's in Ocean's 11 with Sammy Davis Jr., who is in Jesus. I'm trying to get to Charlton Heston. Who is? Congratulations, Vincent. Well done.
Well, thank you.
All right.
All right.
I beat myself up. It's not my game. And I don't want to hear from anyone figuring it out in the emails. Sure, you figured it out at home.
Sure.
I'm doing this in real time off the top of my head.
Are you now? Is that yes.
All right.
Yes.
It is not easy. That's why he's the king. I just, come up with it.
Right.
I'm good, but I ain't him.
Right.
It's going to bother me all night.
What's going to happen is at 2 a.m, your eyes are going to pop open.
Of course.
And you're going to see it. Oh, I know.
Of course.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to get up on my 3:30p, and the next thing I know is like,
right.
I'm spraying all over the place.
Right.
And I'm reaching for my phone. I said, I can't wake Vincent up.
Right.
So that's when you see texts that come in at
right.
8 o'clock,
right.
that's because I didn't want to send it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. It is now time for our review of Boss Nigger. Boss Nigger, also known as Boss or The Black Bounty Killer, is a 1975 blaxploitation Western film directed by Jack Arnold, starring former football player Fred Williamson, who also co-wrote and co-produced the film. It is considered the first film for which Williamson was credited as screenwriter and producer. Upon finding a wagon under attack by bandits, 2 black bounty hunters, Boss and Amos, Fred Williamson and one Derville Martin, intervene and save Clara May, a black woman played by Carmen Hayward. Upon inspecting the bodies, the bounty hunters find several have rewards for their names and then take them to the nearby town San Miguel, where Boss quickly instills himself as the sheriff, and much to the dismay of the mostly white townsfolk. Boss Nigger is like we said, a blaxploitation Western that met with some acclaim upon its release in 1975, and it is one of a few Westerns that Fred Williamson would star in, and it is Vincent's selection for tonight's stop in our Cowboys and Aliens month here on the Micheaux Mission. Vincent, what say you of Boss Nigger?
Well, if I can be transparent for a moment, I think we do these reviews, and sometimes in my head, I've sketched out
what you're going to say,
what I'm going to say before I've even watched it, just based on some of the elements that we have. And if you listen to our review from 2 weeks ago, you could see the sketching begin.
Right, the legend
where
of
we
Nigger
said
Charlie.
the legend of Nigger Charlie was earlier than this. We knew this was a little later. We've talked about Fred Williamson previously, and we talk about Fred Williamson. Frankly, I think as the 70s go on, he, really takes himself more and more seriously, gets more and more full of himself. And to really pinpoint it, I would argue that there's the Fred Williamson performance pre-Black Caesar and post-Black Caesar. We also knew that this was a film that Fred Williamson both produced and wrote.
Yes.
So I was fully prepared when the film came on to to spend an hour and a half with the Fred Williamson ego trip.
Yes, yes.
And when the film comes on, it certainly, these two characters, Boss, played by Williamson, and Amos, played by D'Urville Martin, they are introduced in shadow, very stylized, and then they come on, and Fred Williamson, who you know, always cuts a really good-looking figure, is dressed in all black, and he has on the hat, and there was a part of me that said, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then something interesting happens. Almost immediately, as these bounty hunters, they get into a tussle with some bounties. And Boss actually gets into a dust-up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're rolling around in the dust, and they get up, and I said, Fred Williamson looks a little like it's dust and stuff in his hair, and his hair is out of sorts, and this, that, and the other. And I thought that was interesting to note. But as the film goes on, it very quickly establishes Boss Nigger is not the stereotypical, untouchable blaxploitation hero. He is beat up.
Mm-hmm.
He is shot. He is cut up with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
He is not invincible. And just right there, I thought that added a little texture to what I was expecting.
Yeah.
As a script that Fred Williamson wrote, I thought it was surprisingly generous with his partner in crime, D'Urville Martin. I have to say, after 2 weeks ago in The Legend of Nigger Charlie, Black Caesar, and this, all jokes aside, we joke about D'Urville Martin. We've talked about D'Urville Martin. I get D'Urville Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I completely understand D'Urville Martin.
Yeah.
And as you know, I kind of said as the Robin to his Batman, but they really do have a chemistry. And this script allows D'Urville Martin's character Amos to have a hero moment.
Yeah.
He, you know, at one point he helps to save Boss.
Mm-hmm.
He has a bit of comedic timing. He has his own little side plot where, as you mentioned, they install themselves as the law in this town. And there's this running subplot where Amos has his black laws that he finds people with. And I like that. Like, I like this camaraderie between the two. Is there some of the wish fulfillment that you get in the blaxploitation film where they the baddest dudes and everything? Absolutely. Absolutely. And certainly there are moments throughout the film where it's like, well, this doesn't seem like this is realistic. Somebody would lynch him, this, that, and the other. But I have to say, there is a story beat in this film that picks up from one that is touched upon in The Legend of Nigger Charlie.
Okay.
That I thought was really well explored. This is a Western. Many Westerns, perhaps most, are set in this period, the late 1800s usually. And the late 1800s are this really interesting moment where a lot of the conflict is the Wild West is being tamed.
Right.
You have these towns, you have townspeople, you have mayors, you have lawyers, you have landowners, and a lot of the conflict comes because you have these remnants of the Old West. Cattle rustlers, gunfighters, whatever. Oftentimes they are veterans of the Civil War but they are wild.
Yes. Feral.
And what happens is that this newly domesticated town is not built for this. So oftentimes the hero comes in and has to deal with it. But that is the dynamic, that the townspeople are domestic.
Yeah, or trying to be.
But again,
yeah,
we're not gunfighters. We're not this. We're not that. One of the details of the legend of Nigger Charlie that we both talked about is the fact that when you bring race and slavery into this dynamic, both the film 2 weeks ago and this film kind of have this proposition that if you are a black man at this moment, many of you used to be enslaved. And basically what it says is, I used to be enslaved, and now I'm no longer enslaved, and I have a gun. I am built for this.
Yeah.
Like, I actually can operate in this space. And there are moments throughout this film where the white townspeople are never not racist. But they say through deed and word, we are not built to deal with these two. Like, these two are gunfighters and bounty hunters, and they're black, and we don't like them. And God knows the word nigger floats through this film like water. But even though we don't like them, we cannot handle them.
Right.
So they operate with this impunity. There's a wonderful moment where it seems like a crowd is actually going to become a mob. And Boss says, look, it's 20 of y'all, it's however many of y'all, but one of y'all has to go first. Which one of y'all is man enough to step out first?
That's right.
Because that one is getting popped.
That's right. That's right.
But these are domesticated people, and no one is man enough to do that. And I thought this was a really interesting dynamic that gave me enough of a suspension of disbelief that I could handle these two kind of running roughshod over this town by themselves. Said it a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to say it again. Every time you see a blaxploitation movie and there's not sexual exploitation, it's worth noting. As you mentioned, Boss saves this woman. There's some affection between them. Nothing actually comes of it. It's actually some dire consequences with her. There's a white schoolmarm who is obsessed with Boss.
Yes.
Boss kisses her, but as Boss says, I just did that to satisfy your curiosity.
That's right.
And it's an hour and a half. It's very straightforward. There's Jed, played by the great, great is strong, but I love William Smith.
Yeah.
William Smith was one of those character actors in the 70s that I absolutely loved.
Yeah. Shows up everywhere.
That by the end, much like The Legend of Nigger Charlie, not only did I really end up enjoying this, but I felt like the parts of The Legend of Nigger Charlie that we said could be expanded upon, they expanded on part of it with this.
Yeah, yeah.
The direction, the acting, look, you temper your expectations. Once again, I don't think Sidney Poitier lost any sleep over Fred Williamson as an actor.
Coming for the crown.
But I thought, as somebody who, once again, as time goes on, I think gets consumed by his ego, I appreciated the level of restraint he had as an actor in here. Jack Arnold, the director, is a name I know because I like schlocky science fiction.
That's his bag.
And Jack Arnold worked and I thought he did a very journeyman, pedestrian job of directing, but it was not distracting.
Right.
Derville Martin is the real standout. Derville Martin is having more fun in this film than anyone else in this film, but that's his role. So that I really ended up enjoying this.
I was actually surprised watching this film, knowing that Fred Williamson was a football player, right? Professional football player. I was surprised at how big and imposing a figure he is. And we've said it before, like in all his other films and even his Black Caesar, his urban films. But I think for some reason in this film was the first time I really took note. This man is huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you can't tell me there is not one scene in this film where Fred Williamson, I believe, literally steps onto a horse.
Oh, that is so funny. Because I was like, that seems like a real small horse. But no, I guess Fred Williamson just
literally just lifted his leg, stepped, and was on the horse.
Yeah.
I said, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, and to do it with only one shirt button.
Sure, of course.
It's
still in his rider.
It's in his rider.
Yeah.
It's I'm glad you pointed out Jack Arnold as a director. Like you said, he's the king of schlock. You know, his most famous film is The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Right? Which, as much as people herald the movie, it's just a movie.
Yeah.
You know, like outside of its legend, it really is just a serviceable, you know, schlocky 50s horror movie.
I would argue it's pretty atmospheric. Which I'll give that to Jack Arnold's credit. Yeah.
And that's what I'll say. That's what I'll say he brings to this and he brings to Fred Williamson. Because there are scenes in this film, not a lot of them, but certainly more than you have seen in other Fred Williamson films, where he is properly framed in the camera so that you can appreciate the enormity and the immenseness of this man, where you can see, oh, this is this. I would believe that his name is Boss Nigger.
Yeah,
as he comes walking into this town, right? Because of the directing of Jack Arnold on this film. So I really appreciated. This is probably to me one of the best films that Fred Williamson has appeared in, as far as how he appears in the film. I wound up liking this film as well, and just like you, kind of like went in there with the expectations, especially after seeing The Legend of Nigger Charlie. Like, okay, well, what's this one going to be?
Right.
You know. But and especially when you hear that he wrote it, I'm like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, and the influences are there. What I noticed, what I took note of was this movie comes out late 74, 75. Means that it was in production in 74. Which means also that this film, Fred Williamson's Western, and he obviously loves Westerns. He did a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out after 1973's
Here it is.
High Plains Drifter.
Yep.
Clint Eastwood.
I left that there for you.
Thank you. Because in that film, one of Clint Eastwood's many Westerns and one of his best ones.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It is also one of his first ones after the Sergio Leone films, where Clint Eastwood is still very much this mysterious, you know, powerful, you know, man.
He's a man with no name.
Man, kind of like still like the man with no name.
Yeah.
But his backstory and his trajectory in that film is as someone who has come through, you know, heartache, damage, betrayal, has been beaten up and is looking to revenge, you know, speaks in very short clipped bites, you know. It's mostly about him striking a figure, you know, a silhouette, if you will, in the Wild West, in this town that is, you know, teetering on lawlessness, versus law.
Right.
You know, with corruption in the middle,
Right.
keeping the two things, you know, the commerce flowing. And that is the same world that Boss Nigger rides into in this film. You know, you have a touch of the Sergio Leone with some of the more Hispanic or Latin figures that are in this film as well. But it is definitely all about him riding into this town. They're unsettled by his coming into town. They don't know what to make of it. They begrudgingly have to do what he says.
Right. Right.
Right. But they also turns to their enemy to see if they can take care of, you know, this black man, because they feel like, well, the enemy I know is better than the enemy that I don't know.
Right.
And all of that is right there in Hyde Plains Drifter as well. So that influence, I'm seeing that in this film. And God bless him, Fred Williamson, you know, who will never be mistaken for Clint Eastwood as an actor, as a figure. Well, as an actor.
Yeah.
But as a figure of a man, he's right there. He's right there. The low hat, the you know, legs that go on forever. Tall, imposing, lean figure, you know. So I'm seeing that influence in this film, and I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing. You're working from good stock, and you're doing something with it. You're putting your swing on it. You're putting your swag on it. You know, it's got the soundtrack. It's got the theme song. It tells you what you're getting into. Telling you, like, yo, this is still our film. This is still our Western.
Right.
But it's showing its influences on his sleeve, and he's working it. D'Urville Martin working it as well, fitting right in. This may be my favorite D'Urville Martin performance. We've seen a few of them.
Look,
he's having a good time.
He is.
He's having a ball, and there are moments, like you said, where he is the man on screen.
Yeah.
You know, he's carrying the scene. He's carrying the comedy. He also has to carry some of the drama in the film. So, and the two of them together work, because D'Urville Martin, I think that we talked about in Adios Amigos, you could kind of see what Fred Williamson is going for with pairing himself up with Richard Pryor. But in Richard Pryor, you've got a mile a minute motor, right? And that doesn't leave room for Fred Williamson, right? Especially if he's in that film where he's doing everything, he's directing, writing, and the whole nine, and starring. D'Urville Martin, he's not like as D'Urville Martin, or Wesley Snipes, as D'Urville Martin would say, he's an actor.
He's an actor. He's an actor. There it is.
He's an actor. So I know how to be a comedic actor.
Yeah.
And I don't need 1,000 words a minute, because I know that some of these lines I can just play visually with my face.
Yes.
I can give you the ha-ha with just a flicker of my eye. And that is what he does in this film. That's what he adds to this film, and that leaves the space for Fred Williamson to get in where he fits in. Thus, their chemistry it evolves throughout the movie, right? And you almost feel it without this being a direct sequel. You almost feel this is them at the end of The Legend of Nigger Charlie.
Right.
They've now turned into bounty hunters.
Yeah.
And they're here in this, in this film, right? Because at the end of that film, while they were close, they were still growing close.
Right.
And they really are not a two-man team until the end of the film.
Right.
So now they've grown.
Yeah.
And now, like you said, they're Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
You know, they're yin and yang with one another. And it works. It absolutely works. So much so that, like you, while I went in here with preconceptions, I sat there, it's like, man, I can't believe I'm into like an hour into this film, and I'm a little invested in it.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
yeah.
You talk about the pseudo love interest who has a tragic end at the film. In the film, I don't like that she has a tragic end because let's put it out there: the women characters in this movie, they're not really doing anything.
No,
they pretty much are just fodder for whatever.
Right.
But I still felt it.
Yeah,
I still was like, oh man, he's kind of hoping that she get out of there. You know, I mean, I love that Fred Williamson, because when he first kisses the white woman, I was like, oh, Fred.
Right.
But then he's like, now your curiosity. That's for your curiosity. And then he bounced. I was like, okay, Fred.
Right. It was real cool.
I was like, okay, Fred.
Right.
I was like, yo, Fred.
Yeah.
I was feeling him. So I wound up like, yo, I like Boss Nigger too.
Yeah.
I actively really enjoyed it. Yes. Are there some scenes that are lifted from Clint Eastwood's film? Yes. Are there some scenes, the way they play out, that I could cherry pick at? Sure. The biggest one being he goes to where the Latin people are, and he finds out that they're hungry. They don't have any food.
Sure.
So he leads basically a caravan of them into town.
That's right.
And, he's like, yo, put it on my bill. I'm going to give them food.
Right.
Some food. Unless I missed it,
mm-hmm.
he hands the one little boy some type of like
licorice
stick.
Yeah.
He hands the black girl a dress.
Yes, hands her a dress.
I think he gives some blankets to like the little boy's mom.
It gets chilly at night.
And that's it.
Look.
And then about 40 people that follow him into town.
Yeah.
Go back.
Well, he didn't tell them to come. He was just like Pancho was the only one that she said he was hungry.
But even then, he gave him candy.
Gave him like a piece of licorice. I was like, yeah, Boss didn't really know about kids, I guess.
He don't know about like there's meat.
Yeah.
Right. Some water, something.
It's funny you frame their relationship as being at the end of which you see from the Legend of Nigger Charlie, because I 100% agree. Like, these two men felt like they knew each other. Like, there's a camaraderie. There's this wonderful scene at breakfast where Amos has this great monologue about we are eating and we don't, where the mayor wants to talk to him.
Yes.
And he takes, he very much takes on this, this highly mannered tone with him. And Boss says, where did you get all that from? And Amos says, oh, I heard when my slave master said that once, and I thought it sounded so cool that I said, I can't wait to get an opportunity to say it.
Yeah, yeah.
And Boss laughs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the sense this is a man who does not get the opportunity to laugh that often.
Mm-hmm.
But Amos makes him laugh. And, he teases Amos a little bit where there's a Mexican woman who's chasing after him, and he teases him a little bit. And even that adds a dimension to this Boss character that oftentimes you don't get. Like you said, a lot of it is lifted from the Clint Eastwood archetype. But the Clint Eastwood character is in a lot of ways one note.
Very.
I mean, by design, but it is one note.
Very much.
So having the Amos character provide this opportunity for Boss to be a little something more, I thought worked really well. And again, is a testament to the generosity of the script.
Yes.
The surprising generosity of the script. So, kudos to Fred Williamson with this.
And kudos to that generosity, because unlike in Clint Eastwood films and all of your greatest of Westerns, the one thing lacking in this film, outside of the William Smith, like you said, he is good in this film.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's certainly not supposed to be the only protagonist in this film. And there's another protagonist in this film. I don't even remember the guy's name. The Jack Eland or whatever.
Right, the antagonist.
The antagonist. Excuse me, antagonist.
Yeah.
And he is so corny.
Yeah.
And like has no energy, no character at all. Brings nothing to it. You don't feel any type of threat from him.
Well, you feel like he's supposed to be this land baron type.
Yeah.
But he just does not. You know what it is? He does not command other men.
No.
Like, you don't get the sense that he has henchmen.
No. Plus also I think he's cast too young.
Yeah.
He's cast too young. The person like William Smith should have been that should have been his role.
Right.
You know? And I think William Smith ultimately plays out to be the bad guy.
Well, one of the things that was interesting to me, the townspeople are very much just scared of Boss Nigger and Amos. Like they just punked the town. But as you said, dude is trying to work the angles to get him and Williams and Jed's gang to fight each other.
Right.
I thought it was a really good detail that even before these two came into town, Jed and his gang had been terrorizing the town.
Yes, they came in like they basically came in on schedule,
right?
To
terrorize and steal, and you get the sense they're assaulting the women, and like this really is a town that we don't have the wherewithal to really, they can't convince anybody to be the sheriff.
My arthritis, I can't hold a gun.
Right. I'm not built to do this, and none of us are qualified to. I mean, this is dialogue from the film. They have a meeting about Boss Nigger, but everybody, I'm not going to do, like, everyone's putting their finger on their nose. Not it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Not it. That's a good one. Yeah, so that's the only drawback on the film, but that's picking at a nit.
Look,
to be honest.
And to your point of Fred Williamson being influenced by this great second wave of cowboy westerns from the late 60s, early 70s, you get the sense, kind of like I said a couple of weeks ago, a lot of this is just vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like these images and inserting us into this narrative.
Yes.
So it's almost like you don't need the plot because you know the plot.
Right.
The important thing is me in the story.
I will say one thing though. I don't know how common knowledge it was in 1975 that there were actually more black cowboys than white cowboys.
Yeah.
Historically.
Yeah.
I don't know how much common knowledge that was.
Well, again, it's this weird subsection of these black films in the 70s. Like, I remember in the beginning of Buck and the Preacher, I think they have
like the scroll.
They have that scroll where they say this. I do think, and I think Bushrod and Thomasine speaks about it too. So, I do think if you liked this weird little sub-demographic, black westerns, which, as you mentioned, there's a surprising amount of them.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, hell, he has 4 of them, because I was looking up, like, Joshua comes out 2 or 3 years after that, and I suspect if we go, like at some point we're going to go back to the well with Joshua. I think Joshua is probably where we're going to get caught out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I suspect, because Joshua's like 1977.
Oh. Yes. Okay. Well, what I was going to say is that his depiction, his demeanor as the cowboys in this, and even to a degree, D'Urville Martin, even though he's comedic, but he's comedic, but he's competent.
Look,
and there's the difference.
Yeah.
And I think their depiction of black cowboys, I can see that wholly resonating with if you didn't believe that there were more black cowboys, they certainly made you believe that there were black cowboys.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And the reasoning why. Because,
Right.
like you said, you're right after your post-slavery. You know, you've got a gun. You now can feel yourself a little bit.
Right.
To their point. I want to feel like how it feels to chase white people for a change. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And get paid to do it.
Right.
You know? So it fit in that, even though it definitely is steeped in the blaxploitation, you know, fantasy a bit of it, of that time, it feels real.
Yeah.
And I think that is why it permeates and hits so much more than Nigger Charlie.
Right. And we said it about The Legend of Nigger Charlie, but I think it's even more apt with this one. You know, in 1975, Lil Quentin Tarantino had a notebook.
Oh, yes. Oh, you could see the influence of Clint Eastwood on Fred Williamson, but you can smell
the influence of Boss Nigger on
Tarantino.
Django Unchained.
Django Unchained and all his westerns. What's that? The other one?
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
So before we get to whether or not you would recommend the film and everything like that, I did have a question a little bit though.
Okay.
And this was about, and we took it in with The Legend of Nigger Charlie and now with this film, and how the films have been, you know, retitled.
Yeah.
In, you know, as time is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't think you could get away. I don't think you could make a movie with nigger in the title.
No, not at all.
You know? But I was curious how you felt about that, because like we are very staunch. Like, yes, this movie is released as the Black Bounty Hunter, Boss. We advertised it, Boss Nigger. We advertised The Legend of Nigger Charlie. When nigger is in the name, that's what we promote.
Right.
You know? But I also recognize that there are times, at least for me, maybe not for you, I can't speak for you, there are times when I feel a pull to not say the word.
Sure.
In our discourse here, because recognizing that I know people listen in their cars sometimes, around children and stuff like that. So I was curious about your thoughts, especially as, you know, going into your profession as a professor of English.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on the word itself in the lexicon.
I think context always matters.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it just using these examples, not only is it in the title, but as we said with The Legend of Nigger Charlie, and certainly in this film, the word actually serves a narrative purpose.
Yes.
Where in the film 2 weeks ago, you saw his journey to become Frankly Charlie. And in this one, I like the fact that the ever-presence of the word lets you know this town was just afraid. Like, they hated him, but we're just afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And we're never going to let you forget that we hate them by this overuse of the word. And, you know, so much so that Amos, as we mentioned, has his laws.
I know.
He actually has a law at one point where you can't call me nigger. But
in public.
It's
a $20 fine.
It's a $20 fine. But I love that dynamic of you want to, but frankly, I'm punking you.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and then, you know, just generally, I think context matters. You know, obviously you don't approve of it as a dehumanizing word. You don't approve of it as an insult. But, you know, and then if I can be brutally honest, I do get a thrill out of the fact that there's something that we can do that white people can't do. Like, we can sit here and talk about the Legend of Nigger Charlie with a level of impunity.
Yes, we can.
So there is that as well. But I also, I know there are people that, I don't think we should ever use the word at all. And I respect that. Like, well, I respect black people's opinion on the word.
There you go.
Sorry, white missionaries. I love y'all. But I don't really want to hear your opinion of the word.
No.
So I do respect. So,
Boss Nigger.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to our black and white missionaries?
I would. I would. I think part of the reason we start doing Westerns in February, I do think it is an unexamined section of black film. And there are a surprising amount of them.
Yeah.
From the 70s that, frankly, I think have been lost. So I would. I think both you and I agree of the black Westerns from this moment. Buck and the Preacher is the best one. But this is in the atmosphere with Buck and the Preacher. Like I think this is better than all the other ones we've watched so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I would.
Absolutely.
And you?
Yeah, I would recommend this. It's funny when you just said that about better than all of the other Westerns that we've seen of this era. I recognize that you're talking about primarily the blaxploitation Westerns, because Buck and the Preacher is the best Western that we've seen of this era, but another one that's in the running but not considered blaxploitation is Blazing Saddles.
Right. Absolutely.
But of the blaxploitation ones, yes, this definitely is just, and not too many notches below Buck and the Preacher.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would recommend this. The film takes on. It gets a little darker at the end.
Look,
it gets a little dark at the end.
But even that.
But I appreciate
like
that.
There's this almost.
It earned it.
There's this sort of light tone, but I appreciate the fact that the film lets you know there are stakes.
Yes.
There are stakes. One of the great moments in the film, there was a split second where I thought Amos died. Yes, me too. And that was a testament to the film that I thought this was a film that might go there.
Yeah. And if he had died, I would have been, oh man. But it still would have fit tonally with the movie.
Look, you thought spoiler. I thought it would have shifted into that third act of Unforgiven.
Yeah. So I would recommend Boss Nigger. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like I said, it gets dark at the end. But it earns it.
Yeah.
It earns the turn. It does it ably. I think this is one of the better Fred Williamson movies. I think he is directed. I think he probably had, I don't know, of all the directors that he's worked with or that we've seen him do work with, this one seems to be the one where he seems to have shown maybe the most respect to the director. Or to be fair, he probably is just doing his Clint Eastwood.
Right.
Which is it is decidedly a little bit more stripped down anyway.
Well, to your point, you get the sense he really loves Westerns.
Oh yeah.
And wants to be a part of
you can see he, what Fred Williams probably in his 30s, late 30s.
Oh, yeah.
In that time.
He's right in that pocket.
He grew up on Westerns. Not just in the movies, but on television.
Right.
So that's his world.
Yeah, like Black Caesar, he really loves himself. And it just works.
Yeah.
But you can see he's deferring to form.
Exactly. Exactly. So I would definitely recommend Boss Nigger. All right. Okay. Before we tell you about Vincent's Splooge Fest that we're going to be reviewing next week, I invite you to follow us on all the social media at Micheaux Mission. You can go to our website, micheauxmission.com, check out where we're going to to our live events, get our swag, check out past episodes of the show. If you want to contact us, you can email us at micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION@gmail.com. You can also find us wherever you find podcasts. That means Apple Podcasts, that means Spotify, and that means YouTube, where you can subscribe, hit the bell, follow, give us 5-star ratings and review, and tell a friend. Tell a friend about our podcast. We really appreciate that. And if you really would like to help us even a bit more, if you're able, then $5, just $5, makes you a patron on Patreon. Patreon, Patreon at Micheaux Mission, which helps the Vincent and I support the show, all of the new studio here at Anga Studio, and all the special projects that we want to do. And it'll gain you access to 3 all-new monthly podcasts, the Binge Lounge, Serial Killers, and Len's Secret Movie Podcast with Ariel Johnson. Go to patreon.com at Micheaux Mission. We really appreciate it. And if I may do a small, and I save this till the end, a small plug for myself.
Oh, please do.
Yes, I have a new podcast. We are going to be debuting on YouTube in a couple of weeks, but right now there are not 1 but 2 audio episodes available for you right there on Spotify and on Apple. Mac and Augustus on Everything, where I sit down with 4 of my good friends and we discuss masculinity, parenthood, life, love, loss, all that and everything, and we share pizza.
All right.
Mac and Augustus on Everything. Look for us on Spotify, Apple, and we will be coming to YouTube soon. I will let you know when we debut. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Next week is my selection.
Yes, it is.
But let's just face it. I'm going to show up and get out of the way.
No.
As I have chosen purposefully.
Yeah.
For Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah.
One of Vincent's favorite movies of all time.
It is. It is.
This may be in his top 10.
It might be.
See?
It might be.
And it's,
I mean, definitely top 10 science fiction.
I'm about to say, and he's only saying maybe because he's trying to pick which ones of the series is top for him. But we're starting with number 1.
Yeah.
Because I contend that this film, one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Is an undercover black film.
Yeah, you and Francis Cress Wilson.
Next week, we sit down to review from 1979. Alien.
Woo!
Right here on the Micheaux Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.